Supersize your business. No nonsense November. Tip and tool number 25. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And today we're talking about self-reflection. I should be reflecting it on myself. I don't know how to do that on here. Anyway, self-reflection, practicing self-reflection and using the tool, the reflection practice workbook. Now, there's all kinds of tools out there for everything that we ever want to do or improve. You know, the internet has made personal development, becoming a better leader, becoming a better anything, how to do anything, information. There's actually too much. It's at our fingertips. So we have to pick and choose the tools and the strategies that work best for us. Now, I will say self-reflection is one of those secret weapons because it doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't have to cost us anything. Yeah, we can use a browser and we can search for an actual workbook and we can get one, or we can create our own, or we don't have to have one at all. We can just do this as a daily practice. I say daily because we ought to be analyzing our behavior and how we're getting results or not getting results as we're building or growing and supersizing our business, also as we're living our lives. But that doesn't have to cost us anything. Just taking a minute here and a minute there to stop and pause and say, okay, that just happened. What can I learn from this? If you got the result you wanted, what can I learn from this to do better and more of in the future? Or what can I learn from this because that conversation just blew up in my face and didn't go at all like I wanted it to and like I expected it to? What role and what part did I play in that? Because the only role we can change, the only behavior, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, choices, decisions we can change are those that we make. Right? We are only in control of ourselves. As much as we wish we could control other people sometimes and their reactions and their thoughts and their behaviors and their beliefs, we really wouldn't want to do that. But if we could, it's not even humanly possible. We need to be in charge of ourselves and how we show up in the world and set an example. So what the heck is a reflective, I can't even say it right, reflective practice workbook? A reflective practice is just we go back and we think about what happened, right? It would be awesome if we could do this on the fly and make different choices, but we really can't. We can only understand our behavior, our reactions, our responses by looking back at them and making different choices going forward. But the only way to understand it is to actually spend some time and energy unwinding and untangling and asking ourselves questions about, why did that go that way? Why did I say that? That's not what I wanted to say. Why did I say it in that tone of voice? I definitely didn't mean to say it in that tone of voice. I think about my interactions with my granddaughters, and I reflect back a lot on how I respond and react. And then I remember, my God, as a mom, I did that same thing. Was always worried about the worst possible scenario and making sure that nobody got hurt and safety was number one. And in some ways that is served us well, and in other ways it's held us back because it's prevented us from taking risks and doing things that we would do otherwise because of fear of what could possibly happen. And guess what? It almost never, ever, 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 ever happened, right? Something bad almost never happened. But then there's enough bad situations that happen in our lives that remind us that something bad could happen just around the corner. It's another one of the reasons we want to be self-reflective. So how do we practice self-reflection? I'm just going to share a couple of tips and lessons learned for me personally. I used to actually sit down weekly, and then I realized that wasn't enough, daily, and just do a quick review. Usually at the end of the day, I would review how things went, and I would think about situations that went really, really well, and I would think about a situation that was still on my mind because it didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I would ask myself a series of questions about that situation. Usually, what happened? What role did I play in it? What could I do differently in the future? Things like that. I actually also would have again, a dedicated time and place to do that. I usually did it right before I went to bed in my bedroom, and I would make that part of my gratitude practice and my gratitude journaling as well, because I have beginning of the day things, during the day things that I do habitually and automatically now, and then at the end of the day I also have a nighttime routine. People always talk about their morning routine, but how we finish our day is probably as important to set us up to start our next day as having a morning routine. my humble opinion. We want to use structured prompts in the beginning. In the beginning, I needed something else to guide me, to teach me how to be self-reflective, how to analyze what was going on with me. And there's tons of mindset and I'm going to say shrink, psychologists and psychology books and things out there. So you can go as in depth as you want on this. I'm going to recommend that you don't, unless you are a mental health professional. Then it's unnecessary. I'm on this kick of keep it simple. Do the best you can with what you've got right now. So don't overcomplicate it. So often we overcomplicate everything, and the older I get, the more I realize what a waste of energy and time that is, to have so many structured things that we're not flexible. We need to be flexible, because that's a form of emotional intelligence, being able to respond and react in the way you want on the fly. Record your thoughts in some way, shape, or form. We go through all this work and energy getting to know ourselves better, and then we never take notes of it or document it. I love to go back, and I don't do it often enough, to some of my previous self-reflection journals, only to realize how far I've come in certain areas and aspects of my life. Do I have a long way to go in others? Absolutely, we all do. But it's always helpful to give myself a little confidence boost by going back and saying, okay, oh my God, I totally forgot about this, and this is how I used to think and feel and behave. Now, that wouldn't even occur to me to respond or react that way. All right, that's it. That's our topic and our tool for today. Practice self-reflection. Share in the comments below, do you practice self-reflection now? And if so, just share one thing or one way that you do it so that we can learn from one another. All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with number 26 of our No Nonsense November tip and tool. Have a great day.